Once again, welcome back to another review. This is another paid request. This time for Jonathan Lindsey. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for an episode of Animaniacs. It's episode 29. It's one of the Halloween episodes. Now, like I've said before, I did not grow up with Animaniacs. I've heard of them, seen bits and pieces. I have reviewed the pilot episode, and I enjoyed it for what it was. I enjoyed the energy. I thought it was well animated. I thought the voices for the most part worked. I thought the three main characters, Wacko, Yakko, and Dot, one of them being voiced by Rob Paulsen, who voiced Raphael in the 80s Ninja Turtles cartoon, and then voiced Donatello in the 2012 Turtles cartoon. Voice actor in quite a few stuff. And then you have the other one who is pretty much Ringo Starr from the Beatles. That's what he's doing. And then you have the third who's Dot, the sister. I thought their zaniness, at least, is not annoying or irritating. It's irritating to the characters they meet, but not to the audience. And I must admit, there's some fairly clever stuff, which I appreciate. Like here, it's two stories. The first story is these three characters, they think they're in Pennsylvania, but they're in Transylvania. And the reason they gone there is that, hey, we were drawn, so our parents must be pencils. And if our parents are pencils, because we're drawn, pencils, Pennsylvania. And you're like, it took me a second, I went, oh, okay, I see what they're saying. Maybe some people think that's cringy or a bit, but I thought it was decently clever for a kid's cartoon. And they definitely break the fourth wall. I mean, they see a castle, they go, that's a great place. And they go, we're not that stupid, we just know the plot. Probably my favorite bit is one of them, they find Dracula. And Dracula, I'm like, I recognize that voice of Dracula. And it's Dan Castellaneta, the voice of Homer Simpson on The Simpsons. I'm like, I could tell that stream. I know it's a Homer Simpson stream. I'm like, yep, that's definitely Dan Castellaneta. And the end credits confirmed that. So it was cool. Again, great voice actor. I do love his work as Homer Simpson. I grew up with The Simpsons. I don't watch them anymore, but the first, 10, 20 seasons I grew up with, and then when they got to season 80 or whatever the hell season they're in, it's like, okay, it's a bit time to wrap this up, a little bit time to wrap this up, just saying. Because who the hell talks about The Simpsons nowadays? I don't know anybody that watches a brand new Simpsons episode. Anyway, just saying. But, oh, my favorite bit is one of them goes up to Dracula and they go, didn't you used to teach math on Sesame Street? I don't know, that cracked me up a bit. The Count, Sesame Street. I didn't expect him to say that, but I thought it actually was very appropriate for the scene, and that got a genuine laugh out of me. And also, there's some surprising references for a kid's cartoon. Like, for example, at one point, they hear Dracula, and they think he's Amish, and one of them goes, I'll hand him. I saw Witness twice. And I'm like, Witness? Harrison Ford movie? Is that like an R-rated movie? And I like Witness. It's a good movie directed by Peter Weir. I think Danny Glover was in it. But it's not every cartoon that references Witness with Harrison Ford. I know how to handle Amish. I saw Witness twice. There's even a Howard Stern reference. I mean, how many little kids are going to be watching this know who the fuck Howard Stern is? So, I mean, it obviously has references that are meant for an older audience. And, again, that's how little knowledge I had on Animaniacs. Where I've heard of the show and I've seen bits and pieces, but, oh, okay. And yeah, it's not just a kid's show. It's just not just that. And if this is the case, I can see why people like the show because of certain things, where they can go a little bit farther than you think. Not Ren and Stimpy far, but just a little bit farther than you think. And they annoy the piss out of Dracula to the point that the whole fucking castle blows up. I mean, you even have a cameo by Taz from Looney Tunes, the Tasmanian Devil. And it's like, oh yeah, this is Warner Brothers, so they can reference stuff like that, and they can actually have characters of that nature, make cameos and stuff. So that's actually a really, I think Steven Spielberg had a hand at least giving the okay, and maybe if he had some kind of behind the scenes fingerprints on it, maybe his power was able to get some things done more than the usual show would be able to do, which is actually more for the benefit in this case. The second story, I was very indifferent on. Maybe because of the characters, because in this it's about a female cat and this dumb male dog, Rita and Runt. And that's like little, very small but smart. And the dog is very big but dumb. And it's a take on like Bride of Frankenstein, but then also a lady who's pretty much the Bride of Frankenstein, but she sounds like the girl in Young Frankenstein. I forgot the actress's name. Pretty much she has a pet rat, and she has this monster that's like a Franken dog. Like it's like a dog, but it's like the Frankenstein monster as well. So the cat and the dog outside, they're looking for a place to live. The cat loves to sing. And it's a bit of a musical. Pretty much the Bride of Frankenstein gets the dog in, use him as an experiment to help her Franken dog. The little cat goes in to help things out. Saves it from the experiment. The two escape. There's again a couple songs here and there. I mean, maybe if you like the characters of the little cat, maybe that depends on it. To me, I was very indifferent. I think because I saw like a much funnier, more creative, more interesting short before this. And so this just kind of seemed like kind of a more typical cartoon type of thing. You see something a lot more interesting with three unique personalities. Again, the voice of Homer Simpson is Dracula. All these fun references and creative jokes, dialogue. And then you see something that's just, okay, it's songs that, like, hey, we've been kicked out of every place we ever set a paw. Let's try for three, just you and me. I'm like, okay, sure. Yeah, I don't really care about you two. Sorry, I don't really care about you two. It's not that you're bad, it's just, you're in the realm of I don't give a shit. There's probably a reason why Animaniacs, you don't really hear a lot about Rita and Ron. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're the most popular characters that I just don't know about. But the first part was definitely a lot better, a lot more interesting. I kind of wish either that was longer, or, I don't know, maybe a Pinky in the Brain episode or something. Just Rita and Runt, I just don't know about. Again, Runt is just, okay then. And female cats, she just sings and has an attitude. And just not nearly as creative or as funny as the first part of it. That's just me, though. I mean, it wasn't the most awful thing. I like that the Franken dog got and fucked up the two bad guys because they fucked up his ball. It's like he finally got mad about, which made the Franken dog likable. It's not badly animated for the time. So it is what it is. But the first part I thought was rather fun. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.